Hello.
Hi. No one else is here. I feel so bad.
It's okay, but it's not your fault. I should have said, no, I have to keep it at the regular time, especially if we're doing bonus calls. Because if it's once a month, like it's supposed to be scheduled, people plan their schedule around it. When I
Right,
very often, people you think you want it all the time, but then you don't schedule that time. And if
right.
it's not a set time, it doesn't always work out. But
No, that's why I didn't say anything, but Sarah said
I,
she had to move it. So I said, oh, I have a one-on-one trainer every single Sunday at 10 for 3 years at
yeah,
10:30. Now it's 10:45 this year. So
usually we're finished by about 10:45. And I don't mind starting like 10 minutes earlier, but it's about keeping it consistent so people can plan. But this is a bonus session anyway. I
right.
really wanted to introduce a really good game that is really fun, getting back in after the Chagim and building momentum. And between now that the Chagim are over, basically through Hanukkah, it's about everyday life and your everyday patterns, and every change you make to everyday patterns compounds and compounds and compounds with good results. And then by the time you get to spring, and there's that like little blip of Hanukkah, and then by the time you get to Purim and Pesach, like you've built some real change. And it's winter, and you have like kind of a fun reveal when you get to spring, because you don't see it as much in winter. We're all covered up more, we're in and out. But really, those are a lot of our everyday habits. And a lot of people put on weight in the winter, right? We
Right.
want comfort foods, we don't move as much. So there's a really great game. And
Okay.
I'll share it with you. Sarah will come, hopefully. And if not, people will watch the recording and I'll also post it in the group. Okay. But this is how it works. It's called the highlighter eating awareness game. Okay. So instead of tracking food or calories, you track in colors. Each color represents a different kind of eating: nourishing eating, emotional eating, social eating, mindless eating, or aligned eating. And every night you take 2 minutes and you look back at what you ate that day and you write down what you ate and you highlight it with a different color. And each color kind of tells you what was going on. At the end of the week, you see your story in color, no guilt, no judgment, just clarity, and you notice your patterns without having to like overthink or like overly assess or try to remember or judge it. It's very fun, visual, and it really gives you so much to work with to improve your everyday life. And when you
So
improve,
do you think you
yes,
should be writing it though as you're eating and then do the
ideally,
highlighting at the end?
and then you do 2 minutes of highlighter at night. But you don't have to write with excessive detail at the beginning. Let's start with I had, yogurt and blueberries. I had yogurt and apple and granola. Okay. Don't start with putting pressure on yourself to do all the detail, all the detail. As you go and you start writing, you'll want to add. It's easier, it's more fun, it's easier at the end of the day to see your pattern, right? But the point is to get into, I was listening to someone talk about money today and I was like, this is so true. Like really, it's just true about food. He was saying that, someone said to him, if you were really in debt, we asked this guy, it was a lot of money, and he came from a very poor background. And he said, if you were me and you were really in debt and you made all the financial mistakes, how would you start? What would you do next? And he's like, first, I would have a plan for what I want my result to be. I would have a why that makes me cry. And we did that, right? We've done that already and we keep doing it again because there's going to be hard times. And your why has to make you cry, or your efforts make you cry and you quit. If your why makes you cry, your efforts feel like they're just getting you everything you want, you know? And then he said, and I would make a budget, and I would make a budget and I would go back. And he said, and I've helped so many people do this and I still do this no matter how much money I have. He said, if you don't measure your money, you can't grow your money because we all spend on stuff like, and we just don't pay attention to how much we spend on food, how much we spend on clothes, or how much we spend on, take out, or how much we spend on little gifts and little tchotchkes and little things and, whatever. And it's true with food. It's just true. Tracking when it's not judgmental, when it's not perfectionist, when it's really about just being honest and just looking at your patterns and being willing to change what's not working. He said, he had somebody who was spending $2,000 on takeout, a single guy. And he's like, food's expensive, but it's not that expensive. You're one guy. If I handed you $2,000, you'd be like, I don't need $2,000 for food. I'll go to the grocery. I get to keep the change. I'm going to go to the grocery store, buy something to make it home. It's the same thing. Once we see the patterns, and the highlighter challenge, I thought is super fun way to totally change the paradigm. Because the second we start tracking, people have dieted before, the same way people have tried to deal with money maybe before, right? And like have anti-budgeting feelings because they feel scarcity. If you've been a perfectionist before, or you've been a diet where you only get so much, right? Weight Watchers, you only get so many points. Or if the food doesn't fit on the aligned plate, I can't write it down, right? Or I did something wrong. We just want to highlight patterns so that we can see like, wow, at the end of the week, I had, emotional eating 7 times. Okay.
Okay, so what are the different categories?
Okay.
I
So
wanna write it
we
down.
have green for fueling and nourishing. That means you have
Was that the first one you said?
green, fueling and nourishing. And that means you had a balanced plate, and this will all be typed up, so you'll get to see it. And you ate with intention and you felt good after. Okay. So it's like just a good meal. Okay. Then you're just going to like circle for emotional eating. You ate for comfort or reward or to soothe feelings. So it's not bad. It could even have been a really healthy meal, just to be aware, oh, I was really emotional during this meal, right? It was for comfort, it was for reward, or it was to soothe feelings. Okay. Yellow is mindless.
What color did you do for emotional eating?
Just a circle, not a color, just a circle.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
circle.
And you said 3 things that emotional eating is. You said it's like to
Eat for
soothe.
comfort, reward, or soothe. Those are the main ones.
Okay.
Okay. And then mindless is grazing, being distracted, or just not hungry. You eat for some reason that you're not hungry.
Right. What color was that?
Yellow.
Okay.
Orange is social eating. Okay. A family meal, Shabbat meal, wedding meal, Chag meal, whatever.
Okay.
Dinner, something that was really like also for a social reason. And then blue is like, right now I have seltzer and like a ginger cinnamon tea here, right? I'm like two waters. So like this would be an aligned habit, a snack that's just veggies or protein, or, doing mindfulness or breath work or something else that you're just proud of. That's blue. That's an aligned habit.
But many times they overlap. Like I'm eating a healthy meal. It's social eating, but I'm doing the harmony plate and I'm eating healthy.
Exactly.
It's my dinner. So then what do I highlight it as?
Highlighted as orange because it's a social thing. And then you can look and see, what are my patterns when I'm eating out socially? How am I doing? You want to kind of keep the category together. So again, it's not about being perfect on any given day. It's about, okay, when I eat out, what are my patterns? Let me look at all my oranges for the week. Like, how did I do? Right? Eating, okay. And you guys can play a game. You want to add, like, if you eat out at restaurants a lot, you can add a different color for restaurants if that's a thing. Or
what about many times I eat just because it's good, so I want to eat it. It looks good. It's a good cake. What is that called? Is that emotional?
they're under emotional, right? Because you're soothing the discomfort of wanting more and you're not hungry.
Right.
You reward, I deserve it. It could be, right? I think it's emotional, but sometimes it might even be mindless, like it's still sitting there and you didn't actually even want it. You just knew it was good and it was still out in front of you.
Right. Mindless. Yeah, I think it's more mindless. Well,
And
I guess if it's out there, then I would call it mindless. If I'm going to get it, I would
it's
call it emotional.
a perfect way to differentiate. And it's like a multiple choice test, like go with your first answer. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and so again, like you want to be like my example of like write down the time you ate. So like for example, breakfast 8 a.m., Greek yogurt and fruit, and I was hungry. You know, like a short note, very nothing fancy. 11:30 snack, handful of almonds, tired. You know, 2 o'clock lunch, salad and chicken, focused. 4 snacks, kids leftovers, stressed. You know, like very short, you know, no big deal. The tracking should not be like a tircha, like a big deal, this overwhelming thing. It should be simple. The highlighter game should be fun. And it really leads to 2 weeks from now, like it's going to be amazing. You're going to have so much like, wow, to discuss. Instead of just feeling like it's all happening under the surface of the iceberg,
Right.
it's like all that stuff's floating up and now you can sort through it and be
It all
like,
goes under mindful because this is all mindful, every single thing here. Like
exactly.
tracking it, writing it, judging it, assessing it.
Fun, easy, mindful. That's what we're going for. Casual, fun, easy, no pressure, mindful. And like it's fun. Go buy a new package of highlighters. Get a new note, like clean notebook. It doesn't need to be fancy. No, like doesn't need to have special tracker pages. Like plain, clean notebook and pack of highlighters. I'm gonna do it too, and we're just gonna get started. We'll give everybody like a day or two, to just go out and get them. I can go down to my McCullen and get like, a package of highlighters and a notebook today. Like anybody can do it. It's accessible. You might have them extra in your house, your teacher.
Right.
And the idea is to share them. In November, we're not going to meet every single week. That was like something special we did for, September and October. And so, and it's also been 3 months. So it's time since August. So it's time for everyone to schedule sometime in that month a one-on-one call. And so by doing also the highlighter challenge this month, we're going to talk every day or most days or share or be a little bit more in the WhatsApp group, even if we're not as much on Zoom together as a group. And everyone will have a chance to talk with me one-on-one.
Okay.
What, if anything, comes up as resistance to this idea? And can you think of any way even to improve it? As a teacher, I'm open to ideas.
What resistance is, I don't know, like I'm gonna bring my notebook to school and I'm gonna like write it. I feel like, okay, sometimes maybe this is gonna prevent me from eating too much. Sometimes I just eat so much at night, I don't remember everything that I ate, which is also not good. So then I'm gonna have to do it as I go along, and I'm just gonna not have my notebook with me. And so I'm nervous about that.
So when you pick your notebook size, and again, this is part of the idea of not having a fancy notebook.
Right.
Having one that's just a plain spiral notebook that doesn't mean anything to anyone.
And just have it in school.
Have it in school in your purse. Like you can decide the size.
Right. Right.
Don't have to do 9 by 13. You could do 5
That's
by
a good idea.
fits in
And
your.
I'm not supposed to be eating every minute. And in school, I don't anyway, because I'm teaching. So I really eat at, recess and lunchtime. So it's really not so bad to just write it. Yeah, I mean, I really want to do it. I'm very, very excited. I think
Good,
it would be nice to assess every night. It's like a kind of like a cheshbon nefesh.
but
Um,
fun way.
yes, yes, it's fun.
Bonus came with stickers and highlighters.
Yes. um, and it really is a cheshbon nefesh because for me, at least, I mean, for everybody, it's a mitzvah, your health, and especially for me who really needs to get healthy.
It
So it's
is.
definitely a mitzvah, and it's a cheshbon nefesh also in like how mindful I am and how,
Yeah.
how strong I'm being to do the right thing. And to avoid just a
And
tie. Um,
self-forgiveness and compassion out of recognize I'm not my patterns. This is just a,
right,
once I recognize it, I can work with it.
right, right. Yeah, that's such a good idea. Also, in the beginning, when I started speaking to you, I was like, I don't know what emotional eating is. I just eat. I like food and I eat. I don't. So now I'm really seeing a lot more the different categories. I really like it. I
Yeah.
think that's really good.
Um,
Um,
and please, everyone's going to share. So again, we're really going to do this with no judgments because we're going to share. It's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. You're inspiring me maybe to go get some stickers. We'll see. Um, and when again, one of the things that I think I taught Miss Yossi Sharm recently in our Bitachon class, and one of the things that comes up when you talk about a cheshbon nefesh is it's not about getting to the end of the day and grading yourself. It's about really self-awareness. That's the first mida that
right,
he's want to acquire. We're looking to acquire good midot. So
right,
high patterns really shows us. And what I like to think of is there's a beautiful quote I shared in the bitachon class today that, you know, when you have bitachon in Hashem and trust in Hashem and his universe, then every trauma can become healing. Every challenge and conflict becomes growth, and every fear becomes love. That's the way I want you guys to see this is every pattern I see that's a conflict that feels in conflict is just an opportunity for growth. Anything I'm afraid of is an opportunity to find more self-love and compassion and goodness within myself. And everything that feels like a trauma from before when it comes to tracking or it comes to these kind of things, you know, can really be healing and good mirror work and seeing the good in yourself and seeing maybe, like you said, I eat because it's delicious and it's in front of me. Those are great midot. I also bet you give tzedakah whenever it's in front of you to do. Like to do things that are positive when they're put in front of you is a wonderful midah.
but we're not, but here it's not. So what are we saying?
Is good. I'm not using that, right? We all have chesed and
Right,
every midah has to then be applied
right,
strategically,
right,
right? Shaul did chesed in the wrong place and messed up. We have
right,
to put chesed in the right place and gevurah in the right place.
right,
So, okay, so I have a good midah. I need to work on controlling my environment and not having cake out. When I
right,
take cake, I take a slice, I move to another room. No big deal. I'm just being honest about this is a great meat I have. I want to make
right,
sure that I'm guiding myself and putting breaks around areas that help me do it best.
right. But I want to ask you something. We're still supposed to keep to some kind of a schedule of like one or two snacks a day and the harmony plate.
The harmony plate is, again, what you want. It's just how you want to be eating, it's how you want to think about food. 1 to 2 snacks a day is more than enough food for a human being, right?
Right. But I'm saying this, let's say we're not following that, we should still track it and still write it because
Exactly.
that's what we're trying to
Pattern. And
work
you
on.
want your pattern to be more aligned with the harmony plate and more aligned with sticking to 2 snacks
Right. Right.
outside of drinking water, right? Like
Right.
water and tea. And now, especially like next week's call, the which are like should be right the first call in November. No, it'll be the last call in October, but I'm gonna frame November because November we're gonna do a call probably closer to the middle end of the month when I get back. So I want to frame winter for everybody, and we're going to talk about what's the difference between summer and winter in your body, in your hormones, in your eating, in what to watch out for, and what's easy.
I thought that was this. No.
I wanted to do it today, but I don't want to do it without everybody here.
Right.
And I wanted to do the challenge. I wanted to go over the challenge anyway, and I
Okay.
then go into winter stuff. But it'll
Okay.
give me one extra week to like put together some other fun stuff for you guys. And I mean, I have stuff from previous years I've taught it, but if I have an extra week, I'll throw some more new stuff in there.
Right.
And
I want to say something. In the beginning, when you said even if you eat the same foods, but you do it in the order of the harmony plate, it's going to be better.
yes,
And I really didn't believe that.
right.
um, but I did. I lost 2 pounds since Chag started, and I was very careful a lot of the time. But when I wasn't, I still followed the harmony plate, except when I grabbed a piece of cake. But like when I officially sat down for a snack or a meal, I was so careful to do the harmony plate. It's like really part of me now, I
Yeah.
feel like. So, and it really did help. So I must say, thank you. Kol hakavod.
You know, it's something people have to understand. I'm a loving, soft, like person with meditation, breath work. I only do things that are scientifically proven. I have no patience for
Mhm.
anything that isn't. You can't waste your time on things
Right.
that don't work. Okay, everything has to really work. And so now I'm going to push you back on when you have that random piece of cake. Don't let it just be random. Highlight it, look back at it and be like, you know what? I could do water first next time. And,
Right.
and this is also, it's something it's so important. Like I can talk about, oh, I had that pizza day and I just had too much pizza that day, but I had vegetables and salmon before I had the pizza. And you just move on without, we
So let's say I see a piece of cake and I quickly take some tomatoes and cheese, or whatever. Let's say maybe cheese is not
water
so good.
and water and a cheese stick and a tomato. And you sit down and you eat that first and then you eat the piece of cake.
It's going to make a difference.
It's going to make a difference. First of all, you might not
First of
want
all, it's also going to make you probably have a little less of that cake.
for sure. It's going to make you it's going to make you enjoy the cake and own it that you're having it and not eat it on the go.
Right. Right.
And your body is going to feel differently about that cake.
Right.
Your body's just literally going to react differently to what's in the cake. And that's great. So it's
Right.
only a win, right?
Right. Right.
And so there's no downside. The only downside is the delay of gratification of the cake. And we want to turn that into a growth opportunity, right? Because it feels like conflict. I want to eat the cake right now. I'm on my way out the door. I just want to grab the cake. No, but I have to get the cheese and the tomato and the water. Okay, I'm on the cheese and the tomato and the water, and I'm taking the cake on the road. Now I've had the cheese and the tomato and the water. I've made such a healthy choice. Do I want the cake? No, I do really want the cake. Okay. Now I'm going to really enjoy the cake.
Right.
Now, or I didn't even want the cake. Stupid cake. Moving on. Like you have more opportunity. And when you do eat the cake, when you extend the delayed gratification a little bit, it's actually so much more enjoyable because you've grown your dopamine response. And so your brain actually finds it more enjoyable because it earned it versus when you ate it running out the door because it was out and yummy and Magia this second to eat the cake.
Right. Also, it feels really good that you're not just grabbing stuff and you are calculating or being mindful and, and not
You're
just grabbing what you see like an animal. So,
a mitzvah. Like it's such and a mitzvah is like just making it holy, being holy. It's infusing godliness and spirituality into all aspects of your life, which really come down to awareness and being able to have what we call awareness over the body, right? And sometimes the awareness is going to be, I am eating emotionally, and that's okay. Like when I had the pizza, and the beer after the things, I knew I very much was eating emotionally. And I knew I used other tools. And this was the way I want. I like,
but is the goal to see that, like, let's say I'm eating emotionally too much, and so I'm going to try to do that less.
yeah, because when we're eating emotionally, it should mean that this challenge is more challenging than the level that I am an expert in my tools currently. Okay.
Right.
So like it was just so much. Chag ending, my in-laws leaving, the 2 years of war and this pause and the coming home and just so much. And I walked on the beach and I breathed and I exercised and I did good things. And there was all of this, like I just needed the release
Right.
in a
Right.
responsible way. And since then, I like literally have been on everything that's like helping to process, like my special teas and like an extra vitamin and like extra mindfulness, because just having pizza and a beer, it does not fully release like 2 years
Right.
of stress that has been going on, especially
Right.
for. So like you have to respect that and then also do the other stuff. You can't
Right.
just like, well, for the next 3 months, I'm going to be eating pizza and beer every night. And
Right.
people do. People start
Exactly.
a habit of having a glass of wine in the evening when they're going through a difficult time, and they don't even see that it became a pattern.
But people could always be going through a difficult time. Like there's always something in my life.
And
So,
that's
you
one
know,
raise the bar as to what's that difficult. Do you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like I can't spend the entire war having pizza and beer, but you know what? On the day after, and I didn't have it
Right.
in that way, the day after I can have, and again, it's about preparation. I didn't buy a big size pizza. I got a medium pizza. So even if I ate 4 slices of pizza, which I knew I would split it with my husband, each slice is smaller. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's so many different subtle ways that you put a boundary around yourself so that even when you let loose, you're like free range. You're letting loose, but there's like a safety net around you,
Right.
you know? And that's from a lot of experience, right? Like I lost 80 pounds.
Right.
Okay. I know I could eat a half a pizza. This is not surprising. That means I had to get gained 80 pounds at one point, right? Like I had to be,
Right.
I can eat a lot. So vegetables and salmon before pizza didn't mean that I couldn't fit the pizza in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, it's okay. But it can't be every night. Like you're saying, if you see a pattern,
Then
don't
you're
immediately judge the pattern as bad.
right.
What's happening behind the pattern? What tool do I need? Do I really need to be breathing twice a day? Do I need to be taking a walk every day, not just on Shabbos? Do I really need a ritual around my tea, around a break at this time of day? Do I really need to do, when I'm at my strongest, a sweep of the kitchen and make sure no junk food is out? You
Right.
know, instead of when I get home and everything's out, like I need to have a conversation with my family. I need to work up to that. I need to think about it, whatever it is, right?
Right.
Just like you did going into the Chagim, you prepared for it and you were successful. And you were successful without being perfect.
Right.
You enjoyed yourself and you didn't have to be perfect, because even when you weren't enjoying it and you just had a stomp piece of cake, so what? It didn't stop you from seeing results from your work overall.
Right.
Isn't that great?
Yes. Yes. Right. I was just gonna ask you something. I forgot what. Oh, how did you do that tea with the mint and the cinnamon stick again? Can you just put mint?
Mint leaf. Yeah. So this one that I have right now is I just buy a glass teapot, like a real teapot, and you just put mint leaves in the bottom and cinnamon stick, and you pour boiling water. You just let it sit. I did one tonight for myself of ginger. You just take a thumb of ginger, you shred it into the bottom, and I took a cinnamon stick and I broke it up and I filled it with water, and now I have ginger cinnamon tea.
And where do you put? When do you put the tea? What do you mean a teapot? That's like a small one?
No, like a liter teapot. Let me look for one on Amazon. Hold on. Amazon liter teapot with strainer. Like it's just a glass, like a normal, yeah, like a million of them. Hold on.
When do you put the tea? Like you said, you put mint at the bottom, cinnamon at the bottom,
That's it. And they just pour boiling water. You don't need any of
ginger.
that's the tea. Just water.
You don't put a tea bag?
Right. No tea bag.
Oh. So the tea is the mint and the cinnamon and the ginger.
Exactly. That's all that's in the tea bag. Here, I'm gonna
Mhm.
put one right now in our WhatsApp. Can I? Can I put it in WhatsApp? Yes. Okay. Where's our WhatsApp? Okay. I put the link in to the teapot. So these are all like really good. I like the glass one where you can also see it. It's so pretty. And again, then you drink. I know by the time end of the evening, I'll have had a liter of tea because that's how much is in the pot, and slowly I'm gonna drink it.
Oh, so you're gonna have you could have the whole thing. Right. And what did you say always lasts? You said the ginger you could keep reusing or something?
Yeah, you could just keep pouring more water into it, for that evening, you know. You could keep pouring more water onto the mint leaves. And then just each day,
How long?
a few
For how
hours,
long did you? Okay.
and then throw it away. And like ginger's cheap. You just shred another one. It takes 2 seconds. Break a cinnamon stick in, new cinnamon stick in. And what's great about peppermint and ginger and cinnamon is they all have amazing health benefits of calming the nervous system, of helping you avoid colds and flus, and great for calm, and they're great for blood sugar management. So just like, and digestion, like, have so many benefits. It's just only good.
But you have to shred it. You can't just put a piece in.
You can just be lazy and put a piece in. It's even better when you like chop, I just use like a microplane like grater. I just grate a little in. And when I'm
Oh.
lazy, I just put the chunk in.
Do you first peel it? Is there a peel on it? No.
Just cut it. Like I cut a thumb amount, like I cut this much, and I just cut off the peel. Like I don't bother.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
shred, or I just throw the whole thing in because I'm in a rush, which is fine.
Okay. 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 I want to start doing that.
It's
Um,
so good for you. And really fun. It's
right.
fun. And it's great for the kids. It's also beautiful to serve at dessert, to bring out this beautiful teapot with like teacups. It's like really an experience, and it's actually one of the habits of people who maintain naturally a low weight, is having a tea ritual where they're very into tea. Like my daughters used to love the show The Good Witch. Okay, it's like a Hallmark show, and
Okay.
every time she bakes a lot, but all the time, anytime anyone's having an emotional anything, she's offering them tea. And she's also
Wow.
to her holistic herbs and stuff. And so they laugh, but everyone looks gorgeous and they're eating cake. It's because we say they're drinking tea all the time.
Okay.
Johanna, so we were talking about that we're going to do a challenge, a really fun highlighting challenge to kind of think about tracking in a totally different way, without like perfectionism or like, oh, I have to have everything perfect. Or it's really about finding patterns. And we're just going to very simply write down what we ate. Like, for example, um, 8 a.m. breakfast, Greek yogurt. Like, it doesn't have to be so detailed. And I was hungry. A short note. 11:30 snack, a handful of almonds, tired. And then at the end of the day, we're going to spend 2 minutes and use color coded highlighters to highlight different patterns. Was this a balanced plate? I eat with intention. Was this emotional eating? Was this mindless eating? Was this a social event I was at? Was this like an aligned habit, a snack, a water, or something? And then we're going to look through the colors and we'll be able to see patterns. And next week, we're going to talk more about winter. We'll talk more about teas. We'll talk more about winter. And then November, everyone will schedule their one-on-one call. And then near the end of the month, we'll have our one group call. Sound good?
Sure, that's great.
Okay. I'm going to put you guys will get the recording of this where I explain the whole highlighter challenge tomorrow. And you'll get it like in a nice printable with the instructions to print out. And everyone should just get a plain, easy spiral notebook that doesn't look like anything special, and a new pack of highlighters that have some varied colors. And that's all your homework.
Can I ask you what goes at what's the strainer? Where do you put the stuff at the bottom or not in the strainer? Like, what is the strainer? I'm looking at the teapot now.
Put it in the strainer.
What?
You put it in the strainer.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, you put
So
it in
then
the
it seeps into everything.
Exactly. And adjust, then you can easily switch it out. Um, Honestly, sometimes I'm lazy and I just put it in the bottom and I don't care.
Right. Okay. Also, I wanted to know the time, like how often are the calls and what are the times? Because
All supposed to be is ideally once a month. Like that's what you pay for. You get it once a month at 5 p.m. Israel, which is 10 a.m. United States Eastern.
right,
And some months like that I feel like are very intense. I
you've
like to
been giving bonuses.
I like to do more bonus. So August everyone did their one-on-one, and so September we like really did a focus of reset. And then October, we did an extra call because of the Chagim. I really wanted everyone to feel the buildup and the accountability of success. But what happens is when it's all the time every week, people want to change it. They miss like it. When you know it's once a month, you plan for it. You make the time, you carve it out. You know this is important. And so it's important that we keep it once a month, and the other calls are bonus.
Oh, so what is there next week? Did you say there's one next week?
Next week, I want to do cover winter because then in November, we're going to not meet until more closer to the end of the month, like the middle-ish end of the month.
Oh, so this was the bonus. Next week is the regular.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
Thank you.
yeah,
Okay, thank you so much for doing the bonus. That's really good.
my
Great.
pleasure. I wanted everyone to have that sense of completion from going through the Chagim. We did before the Chagim, we did the middle of the Chagim. I wanted that completion for everybody, and to have also something set that we're going to be doing in the group in the WhatsApp to keep it going and to keep people engaged if we're not meeting every week, which is really important because that's part of what it's for. And to have something fun to really this, like you said, growth needs to be fun and our why needs to be powerful. And so getting back to reading your why and doing these things is really going to be helpful.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much. This was so helpful.
Okay, I'm going to put the recording in the group tomorrow morning and my morning, so it'll be for sure up by your morning, and the printable that explains the highlighter challenge. So I'm gonna go get highlighter and a notebook now, so I can be an example for tomorrow, like kind of when I release it, doing an example at the end of the day. And please join me since you were here live. And then everyone else will start like the next day after. They'll give themselves a day to go get a notebook and highlighters.
So you want us to really put it on the WhatsApp every day, our
Yeah.
highlighting tracker?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Promise you, when you do it, your results will improve significantly and your self-love and acceptance will improve because there's nothing like putting it out there and only getting positive feedback and positivity to really quiet that inner shame, inner critic that's like, it's
Right.
not enough, it's not perfect enough, you're not doing well enough, blah, 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 nonsense.
Right. Okay. I'm very excited.
Me too. So I'm super proud of you for jumping on, and I will see you tomorrow in the group.
Great. I'm looking forward to the recording.
Yes, and I'm
Thank you so much, Lily. Have a lot of
Lila Tov.
Lots of